Are we going live? I think we're live. How's it going? How's it going? I thought we'd do something early today for the folks on the other side of the globe. So good afternoon, UKers, and good evening, Australiansers. Forgive my cold. It's that time of year, I guess. I'm sure I'm not the only one. What was I gonna do? I can't even remember now. Oh, since we got while people are showing up. Oh, 14 viewers already. How's it going? Hey, C. How's it going? Erwin from the Netherlands. Great. This one's for you, man. Did this so that you folks over there could tune in. Hey, Bobby. Good to see you, man. Hey, I'll see this. What's happening? Portugal, how's it going? That's a cool little Roblox emblem you got there. Hey, man. How's it going? Good morning, fellas. Denmark, Netherlands, PA. Oh, that's cool. Pennsylvania. Boy, Penn State. Sorry, brother. I was really rooting for them last night. I can't believe they didn't win. Poland. Finally caught the live stream. That's why we're doing it. 2 a.m. when you usually stream. Well, that's good. That's good. I almost didn't do it this morning because of the cold, but I thought yeah, we can do something. It's okay. I can handle it, right? Hey, Stuart from the UK and more Portugal. Hey, Andy, how's it going? So more PA. Wow. And when you say PA, are you talking about Pennsylvania or are you talking about someplace else? There's two PA. I don't know. My guess is does PA stand for something else? India, awesome. Yeah, 7:30. So it's like 11 for me. Oh, good, Oliver. Okay, yeah, it is Portugal or not Portugal. Sorry. Forgive me a little bit. I've been awake for about 20 minutes. Pennsylvania. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure because everybody else was so international. I thought maybe does that stand for Portugal? What's the? All right, let's. Romania. Oh, cool. Oh, good. The counter's working today, too. Fantastic. All right, man. Well, let me ask you, fellas. Who is using Home Assistant as a thermostat? Question of the day. Who's using Home Assistant as a thermostat, and what are you doing? Hi, guys. How's it going? Man, well, I'm glad we did this. We got a lot of people tuning in, so that's fantastic. UK, India, goodness sakes. I can't believe it. What a crazy cool world. How's it going, fellas? What are you guys working on? Tell me about what you're doing. Tell me about some of your projects. I want to hear what's going on. Anybody need help with anything? I'm working on thermostat. That's the plan. Here it is. Actually, here's the thermostat. So far, it's a D1 Mini and 3 relays. And I am going to put a little temperature sensor on there, but to be honest, that's not the hard part. The hard part is figuring out what to do with the software side. And it's not that hard. It's just you know, the part that you have to use more time on. So you guys, a bunch of you using the Nest. All right, cool. Well, yeah, but it isn't cheap. You're dang right. So that's my point. So if you guys have probably been, watching videos I've made, and my theme for a long time, and it's kind of the way I look at projects and the way I try and do things is, okay, so Nest has a $250 thermostat. Can't we, like, what would it take to replicate that? How inexpensive could we make it? And then the other part is, how fun would it be to make it our own, right? And then the same thing with the Christmas lights and the holiday lights outside. You can hire somebody for thousands of dollars to come put that on your house, or you do it yourself for a few hundred. Light switch, $30 light switch. You don't need a $30 light switch. You can do it yourself for less than 10, right? So we're applying that now to the thermostat. So, oh, sorry, Windeman. See you later, bud. What happened? Oh, subscriber, Andy Sawyer. Thanks, man. That's awesome. So anyways, what I'm going to do is try and replicate the Nest, and all the stuff's already there, right? We shouldn't have to reinvent the wheel at all. There's plenty of different things you could use. Heating using OpenTherm protocol and thermostat. That's cool. What I'm going to use, don't forget Nest has other sensors and is available in different types of systems. That's true too. I was about to stream. Well, canceled. Oh, sorry, Frank. Oh, we should co-stream sometime. But you'd be talking about stuff I wouldn't know what to do with. You and you do your deep dive programming stuff. Something I want, maybe you could look into this, Frank. Heaty app. Have you heard of Heaty app? It's a YouTube video in the last 2 months. Make your own thermostat in the UK. Oh, share it with us. Send me let me open up Discord so you can send me links, BT. Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you this. Find the right button. Oh, now I'm floating way up in the sky. Move that. No, I didn't do it. Oh, I locked myself in. Oh, nobody wants to deal with these technical difficulties. There we go. No, it's still not letting me do it. There we go. Okay. All right. So there's that. So let me show you Heaty, the Heaty app. It's an app daemon app that does a lot of the scheduling, the variable scheduling. Where's my mouse? There it goes. Oops. Golly. All right. So Heaty app. So it's one of these HAS apps. So there's a few, but yeah, there's Heaty, Motion Light. I don't know. Anyway, so what helps you, Frank, if you look at what this is, or let me just give you the link and then you can poke around. How's that? There you go. Hey, from Thailand, how's it going? Let's see. Can we set up your excellent containers without the user password complexity? Oh. All right. Yeah, technical. It's always technical difficulty. Isn't that funny on a technical show? Is this a show? I don't even know if this is a show. You use the Node-RED MQTT home system. So here's what here's my thoughts, my sort of options when it comes to thermostats. So I've seen 3 sort of major ways to do it. One is just writing the automations in Home Assistant, and they can be pretty complicated and pretty long. If you want to say, when I'm home, the heat or the cooler can be on. When I'm away, I want it to change temperatures. And then at this time of day, I want it to be this temperature. At that time of day, I want it to be another temperature. At this time of year, I want it to be a different temperature. Or based on the temperature outside, I want the inside temperature to be this and that. So there's a lot of things you can do, or a lot of things you want your smart thermostat to do, that writing automation in YAML is going to be big. The guy Jedi or Fatty that I had on the stream a few weeks ago or a month ago, that's what he did, I'm pretty sure. And then but so I started looking into that, and then I found this, or Heaty. Actually, it was Andy in Discord that said, hey, why don't you check out Heaty? And Heaty is pretty cool. And what it does is it makes it so that you have a YAML file that you write your schedule in, that is much simpler than if you were to write the whole thing out in an automation. If I can find my Heaty file here. Let's see, where does it go? It goes in apps, app daemon, apps, and then I think, what did I call it? Thermostat? No. Yeah, so it looks like this. Oops. Oh my gosh, stop it. So many technical difficulties. Okay, so it looks like this when you have the Heaty YAML file. And so I know it looks like a lot of lines, but it's actually not that complicated. You know, you go by what time you want it to. No, hold on. Okay. No changes needed. Oh, okay. I'm trying to follow along. Sorry. Anyways, it's fairly simple, right? I mean, you can do a few things here to say when you want the temperature to change and things. And then Heaty, when you do Heaty, it just uses a thermostat or a climate element, component, I guess you want to say, in Home Assistant. So here it is. So here's my component, and what you're supposed to do is it gives you, so mine's not totally set up, okay, but it should give you and the times are messed up, but it should give you a graph that says, oh, this is the temperature you want it in your house at certain times of day. This is the temperature that it's measuring, and you can make some adjustments down here, you know. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. But I thought I want it to be very graphically pretty, right? How many of you guys have seen Pete Scargill's thermostat? Anybody seen it? It's pretty cool. If I spell his name right, thermostat. Come on, baby. Where is it? Where is it? Maybe it's here. And he's got it set up so that he's done it in Node Red. No, that's not the right page. I'm just going to search for Node Red thermostat. He's done it in Node Red, and it looks pretty good. I like what he's done. No. That's the ramp one, which is another option. Come on, I was looking at it yesterday. Paul Reed, this is a different one. That's the one we end up using. Why can't I find it? Can't I find it? If I click this, it's going to take me to his YouTube video about it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, so we'll pause it here. But anyways, it kind of looks like this. And so it's got the thermometer here. This is the override stuff. So you can turn it up and down. You can set it to home or away. And then he's also got it set up. So down here, you can set what temperature you want at what time of day and for what day. So that's pretty cool. Hey, look, this guy's live right here. That's awesome. And then you save it for different days. Anyway, so it's Node Red, and it's Node Red dashboard, and it's decent. It looks good. Thought about that. Greetings from Mexico. But then what I think what I'm working on, and still trying to get it totally right, is this guy. Oh, look, it's definitely wrong right now. But you make it look like a Nest in Lovelace. And this actually works. Like, I've got it set so that, and it's a little messed up, but it does click the relay, right? So I've got the basic parts working so far. But I like the look of this, and then I would love to be able to just put it on a small screen, like an old iPhone or an old tablet or something like that. But then I also think, I don't know, do we want the thermostat to necessarily be on the wall? Why is it on the wall? It's on the wall because it has to be. Yeah, sounds like the doctor needs a doctor. I do, brother. I do. I need a doctor. Need a day off. Anyway, so that's what's on my mind. Thermostat's on my mind. Now I've completely missed all of the chat for like the last 10 minutes while I've been yapping. So let me scroll back up and see what's going on. You guys, my guess is you guys are helping each other, right? That's great. I'm glad for that. All right. Making their own thermostat. I saw that Frank was checking into how we can get Heaty working pretty easily. Doing all home renovation, made all new electrical system, the light, heating the house powered by Sonoffs. Awesome. Let's go back to this so I can see the chat easier. It's not letting me see the chat easier. Dirty dog. Okay. Down here, we're going to keep on scrolling, see what you guys got. Well, hidden. What's the topic of the day? Well, bleach dose, you got, that was a few minutes ago, so you probably got it so far. We're talking about thermostats. How's the Beatle coming? We're bringing, the Beatle's great, mechanically coming together up at Dad's house. We're going to bring it back down to our house in 3 weeks, I'm going to have the Leaf batteries. That's what I'm going to put in it. And I'll have those hopefully this week. My Leaf is at the dealer getting a new battery, and then I'm going to keep the old battery and take it apart. And that's what I'm going to use for the battery. So now I'm on the hunt for the motor and motor controller. I got some ideas for what I want, but I haven't bought anything yet. Suriname. Where's that? Process as well as log MQT commands being received. Thanks. Cool. Hope you didn't miss much. Going to pick up your daughter from your friends. Okay, Jim. See you, bud. Let me just catch up all the way down here. Anyone tried to OTA on the E-Wheeling 2.6? I tried, no luck, Don. I've heard a couple people say they don't have luck. That sucks. I have not tried it. But boy, man, if they went back to, doing whatever they did that made it not possible, that would be a bummer. I would be majorly bummed by that. So I hope they didn't do that. But guess we'll know soon enough. I haven't bought any new Sonoffs in a while. Nextion LCD custom Nest type controller. You know what, Nick? The other thing that I did was I put in, well, I need to finish it, but I'm going to do some of Luma's touch panels. I know we've talked about those. You guys remember those? The he calls them HA switch plate, I think. They're super cool. You like my singing? That's what I do, and I don't know what to say. So this is it's a Nextion display, and a D1 Mini, and a power supply, and it fits in a standard little light switch box like this. Looks awesome. It's color display, touch display, and then you can set it up with menus to run all kinds of things from your Home Assistant. So that is potentially a very cool idea for that. And I'm going to build some of those. That's my plan. I'm going to finally do it. Finally build some and make a video for Luma about it. I say for him because it's his stuff. It's not my stuff. I'm just going to do it. Show everybody else how to do it. So since this stream has kind of no topic, help me out here. What add-on is missing in the ecosystem right now? Oh, good. Let's do it. Guys, what do you think? What add-on do we want in Home Assistant that we don't have? We've got Frank's attention. He's asking us what add-on for him to make next. What do you guys think? I'm always, for what it's worth, I'm always on the hunt for the best media player solution. I'm fairly happy with what I settled on with Volumio, but I don't know. Did we talk about adding Volumio as an add-on? I don't know if it could do it or not. I don't know if that would be too much for the Pi to try and handle, but something like that, or if not Volumio, some other media player that would be just seamless, where you really just grab your files easily and play what you want, play radio, play Pandora, whatever. Oh, did I hit the wrong one? Oh no, I want to put the counter back up there. The counter's awesome. This is more people viewing than I've had. Volumio is way too impossible. Sorry, brother. Okay, that's cool. Then let's think of something else. Anybody else know another media player? Or what else? Maybe it's not media player that everybody else wants. It's just me. That's okay. One question. Are you planning a video on securing Home Assistant server, so we can have good access from the internet without compromising it? Lewis, I'm probably not, I probably, if I get eventually to making a video about security, that'd be fine, but we probably would want somebody else to do it. We've got a few good people that are making good videos, and so I might ask somebody else, maybe 1M Tech, maybe Rob, maybe Travis Griggs just started making videos, so maybe some of those guys are going to be better at it than me. But I think a lot of what they're trying to do is with this authentication system that they just put in a couple versions ago, is to make it so you have to have a little bit more of a process for logging in. They're talking about having an encrypted login as well at some point. So that should help with security. And then what I do is VPN. There you go. Tobias just said it. So what I do is VPN. So maybe what I could do, and I definitely have it on the short list of things to do, is how to set up Pi VPN. Ooh, how about that, Frank? Can we get a Pi VPN add-on? Is that possible? Without too much trouble, too much struggle? alert box isn't on. We need to turn the alert box on. Viewer count. We need to turn the viewer count on. We need to see it. All right. SSTTT. I don't know what that means. Live 360 for presence. Presence detection. Yeah, everybody does want a lot of presence detection. I don't know how an add-on would do with that. Soft Ether VPN container could be transferred to HAS. It would be great. There's an open VPN. Okay. Does that make sense to you, Frank? What Sledge is saying? Indoor tracking add-on with Find 3. Ooh, Find 3. I've not heard of Find 3. What's that? Find 3, huh? Present indoor position framework. Ooh, oh. What is this? Stable and ready for use. Notable improvements. Okay. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, magnetic fields, passive scanning. So does this tell you like when people are in a certain room and stuff? That's awesome. Yeah, Louis. That I had some routers have it. Netgear seems to be a common one. Currently working on 2 VPN add-ons. That's the way, Frank. Thank you, sir. That's fantastic. That is what we need. Find 3 sounds great. Need to buy some ESP32. Oh, somebody said something about ESP battery sensors. Problem with it is, I mean, you can get the battery or the ESPs to sleep well enough, but it's tricky. I don't know if ESP battery sensors are going to be a great thing, because even when you really drop the current draw low as you can with like deep sleep and some of those things, it still takes a bit of battery. You can't. It's just not practical to have them running all the time. So something like temperature or motion sensing is not a good idea with those, because the battery has to be, putting out, the chip is drawing current all the time. A good solution for something like a door opening or window opening sensor is what Rob did, and essentially what it is when the sensor is activated, it then connects the battery. The chip wakes up, sends a message that says, "Hey, this thing's been activated," and then it goes back to sleep. So in those cases, it can last a really long time. Sorry for my snorkeling. Can I pass the find thingy link? You betcha. You betcha. There you go. Proper Android app with easy notification and native location tracking, but the interface can be just a browser as far as I care. There's a good one. There's a good option. I don't have an Android. I have that one old tablet. Don't mention it's just doing stuff fun to do. Frank's a stud, man. Frank's awesome. He's done so much for helping us out. What are you begging for, Andy? What are you begging for? Have you ever considered OpenHab now or before? I have considered OpenHab, but at this point I'm so entrenched in Home Assistant. I might try OpenHab just to do a comparison, and I've got it on my list of things I would like to eventually do. I also want to try a couple of the others. What's that? Dominance? I don't know how to say it right. The other open ones. But really, OpenHab seems fine. Seems good. I know, what's his name? Yo-Yo Tech. He does a lot of OpenHab stuff, and I asked him if you want to do a comparison with me, but I haven't heard back. I could probably ask him again. Ended up with nothing after working with OpenHab. Yeah, I really like. I don't know much about how OpenHab is set up. Who runs it, how it gets developed, what's the platform, and any of that. I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much, but I really like Home Assistant in those things. Hab Panel is what draws you in. Well, let's check out Hab Panel, man. What is Hab Panel? What is Hab Panel? Is this what? No, this isn't what it looks like. This is the registry. What does it look like? Oh, okay. Cool. And it probably, my guess is it happens fairly automatically, right? Like you just put in a few, or you just have your configurations or whatever in OpenHab, and you can just click a button and this panel pops up. That would be cool. I don't know. Lovelace is trying to move this way. It's still a bit more labor involved to get it there at this point. That's not that bad, but yeah, there are good Home Assistant options for panels also. There's HA Dashboard, of course. I haven't just tried. Isn't there one that is just like Home Assistant Panel or something? A very easy one. I haven't messed with it. Yeah, there's no code to write. Just stay with Home Assistant. Works great. I'm sure I will, Leo. I'm sure I will. In the group, wanting better Android notification. There you go. All right. I think you got a couple new projects there, Frank. Hope I did not miss the video about it, but what happens when flashing goes wrong on a Sonoff? You don't brick it. Nope, it's okay. You can just try again when it all messed up. Yep. It's, as far as I know, and maybe you guys could tell me, but as far as I know, you cannot brick a ESP chip just with software, because you can always put GPIO 0 to ground and power it up, and it will open up like, okay, tell me what you want me to do. You know, it'll be ready for programming and be ready for flashing. And so you can always just flash something else on it. You know, it sometimes will say it saves a little bit in the EEPROM or something like that, but I don't think it's enough that it would ever brick anything. All right, Frank's sharing something with me here. So yes, you can just try again. You can, if at first you don't succeed, try until you feel like giving up. All right, let's check out what Home Panel is here. Frank's sending me a link about Home Panel. Ooh, oh, that's pretty. That is pretty. Touch compatible app, Home Assistant alter. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Here's a link for everybody. Check out Home Panel. There you go. Who was our OpenHab? Who was looking at Hab Panel? How about Home Panel? Wow. Over HTTPS. Okay, so right now you have to have encryption working for this to work. Is that right? Am I understanding correctly? But it's pretty. Look, it's pretty. Wow, I like this with the background like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Available as an add-on. Awesome for HAS.io. Sweet. Thanks, Frank. Better notifications for Android. Boy, I guess so. I guess you do. All right. Well, there you have it. Does anybody know why we don't hear something about bruh? Thanks for the vid. You know, I know he's live. I know he's put out a couple tweets. You know, who knows? Maybe he'll tell us. Maybe he won't. It's okay. He maybe got burned out on making videos. Be honest, that's not entirely unheard of. You know, it's a hard process, and you know, it's fun to do, but sometimes you go, oh gosh. You know, if you've watched the guy with the Swiss accent, Andre Spice, he put out a whole video about, should I keep doing YouTube or should I stop? And he gives a lot of pros and cons about why you do it and why you wouldn't do it. And he decided to go ahead and do it and keep doing it. Thank goodness for all of us that get to learn from him. But I don't know. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was something else in his life and his family. Maybe he got sick. Maybe somebody else got sick. Maybe he just didn't have time. You know, who knows? But yeah, it would be great if he would come back out. And he was a smart guy. Did a great job. Push bullets not free. Hangouts for notifications. Okay, there you go. So there's a potential solution for your Android notifications with Hangouts. Is there a requirement to go bald to get good with Home Assistant? Yes, absolutely. Especially if you want to make videos. What kind of wife acceptance factor does your thermostat need? It's usually a deciding factor. That's a good point. You know what? If the house is comfortable, when she wants it to be comfortable, that'll get she doesn't touch the thermostats. In fact, if she didn't have to touch the thermostats ever, that would be high on the list. So mostly the house has to be comfortable when she wants it comfortable. And if she doesn't have to touch it, and if it doesn't look like crap, those are the three probably main factors that are going to get my wife's approval. I've even thought with this thing I'm setting up, I'm going to run it. Well, what I'd like to do is run it off of temperature sensors in different rooms, different parts of the house, and just average them together instead of, just saying there's one temperature sensor on the thermostat itself. And in that case, if I did that, then the thing on the wall doesn't even need to be on the wall. It can be down where the AC and heating units are. You know, or you could put it in a box in the wall, just make it flat over the face so you don't even have to see it. So Karen has a husband approval factor. Nice. Forgive my sniffles. So that's, I think you could even, if you don't need to have the temperature sensor on the thermostat itself, then you can make an even better, sort of wife approval factor, put it someplace else. Simply, does it work and keep working? Same with the lights. Yeah. That's, it's funny. It shouldn't be, but sometimes that's a hard ask, right? Does it work and does it keep working? It works at some point, but then does it keep working? I don't know. Sometimes things break and they just fall apart. They stop working for some reason. I don't know. I haven't found there's too many complicating factors and a lot of potential bugs. So sometimes you just got to buy flowers, Sometimes you just say, honey, I know the lights have been turning on in the middle of the night. Here's some flowers. Try that. I'm working on building your own bed occupancy sensor. Nice, for less than 30 pounds. It's fairly simple. Love to make a video about it, but don't have much experience with Arduino coding. Use Themostat. Hey, Jeff Smith, how's it going? Thanks for subscribing. Hey, so try Themostat. I mean, how does the sensor work? Share me, if you're on Discord, shoot me the sensor link that you're using, and I'm pretty sure we could use it with Themostat. I'm not very good with Arduino sketches either. I'd like to get better, but there's only so much time in my life, before I'm dead, and before I have to sleep at least a little. So I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get good and proficient at writing an Arduino sketch from scratch. I'd like to, but until then, something like Themostat. There's other options too, ESPerna and ESP Easy, but those are pretty simple. I would like something like Themostat for Arduino. I've even thought about using Scratch. You guys have probably all heard of Scratch, right? It's like this thing for kids to program, and it's these little boxes that you put in places and stuff. Please have written any book on Home Assistant like DIY. Maybe I should write one. What do you think? Should I write a book about how to do stuff with Home Assistant? All the stuff, all the documents are there. Sometimes it's, they'll say in the documents and the instructions for Home Assistant for whatever different component you're working on, it might have like one sentence that says something that really needs like a page of explanation so you can understand it. That's why making videos about it is so useful. But yeah, writing a book about it. Maybe I should write a book about it. Weight sensors recently, I think. Andres did? Okay, cool. A-Tech. Who's A-Tech? How's the Beatle? Somebody asked about the Beatle again. Beatle is good. Beatle's got new drive shafts in the back. It's got new, do you call them drive shafts? I don't remember what we call them. Anyways, they're the little half axles that come out of the transmission and go to the back wheels. Those are new shocks all the way around, disc brakes in the front, new steering rods. Interior is gutted, ready for putting stuff back in. And then batteries are on their way, or in the next few days, should be at my house. And then I got to start taking that apart. It's going to be a big Leaf battery pack. And then the car itself will physically move from my dad's house down to my house in about 3 weeks. So it's moving along. And I haven't personally been next to it in a while, so I haven't had any opportunity to take pictures. But when I get some pictures, I'll be posting them every once in a while. I'll do videos about it too, because it's fun. Outdated as soon as you publish with the current development speed. Oh, that's part of a conversation you guys are having that I missed. That's okay. It's totally fine. Totally fine. 146 viewers. Wow. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hate to say I'm going to have to cut it off before too long. I could probably go another 15 minutes or so. We got to get ready to leave here. And I still have to shower and brush my teeth. All right. The way Home Assistant changes books won't last long. Yeah, boy, aren't you telling the truth? The videos don't last long. All right. What command do you need to remove motion folder? Is several gigabytes big. Ooh. Tell us what motion folder do you have? I don't know I'm not sure, Tarbax. Help us know where it is, and we'll help you figure out how to get rid of it. Temperature senders built into light switches would be good, which would feed data to Home Assistant. Yep, Andy. And was it you that brought that up? Somebody brought that up. No, it was Fatty. Somebody told me about it. It was Fatty. Yeah, so I was just showing these off. These are cool looking. These are really nice. So yes, if you have Sonoffs or any kind of ESP-based light switch with an extra GPIO pin, then yeah, put a temperature sensor at where your light switch is. Trouble is that you got to kind of expose it, right? The temperature sensor. So I'd want to an aesthetically pleasing wife approval factor way to make sure that that temperature sensor can get where it needs to go. You could just pop some wires out and run it, to it. It doesn't have to be right where you put your hand on the light switch. That would probably be a bad way to do it. So running it someplace else would probably be better. Motion Has.io plugin. I don't know what the Motion Has.io plugin is. Should we look at it? Has.io. Is it one of the main add-ons? Or is it in Frank's repository of add-ons? I mean, if you have Samba, you're trying to keep it from getting too big, right? Does anybody know what Tarbax is referring to with this motion thing? Is it legal to update Sonos firmware? Can you make it as a business? I don't know. Probably depends on your country, but most likely, yeah. I think you can. I think if you're using something like Themostat, there are, those open source rules that you need to abide by. But as far as I know, it doesn't mean you can't sell it. It just means you have to also make your version of it available for other people to modify, I think. But yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that. Changes quickly. What about a wiki on your site? No, well, you know what? Maybe what we should do is, I don't know. It's hard. Let's keep thinking about it. Because what you want is some written instructions, right? That's a hard one because that does change so much. And I want the developers to keep working on developing and not just on updating the documents, but we do need some document updating. I think we as a community are able to update the documents. I believe we can go in and update them ourselves and they can approve it. Tell me if I'm wrong, Frank, or somebody who knows. So maybe that's what we can do. Maybe we contribute to the community in that way as the community and help keep those docs updated a little bit better. So some of our guys who are dedicated to the development part, Frank approves it. Okay, there you go. And maybe the guys who are into the software developing side, actually writing the code, can keep doing that, and those of us that are just kind of using it can work on updating it. Dang, I just called myself out, didn't I? I just said, Justin, you better do some more document updating when you figure something out, when you make it clear. Okay, fine, I will. Am I talking too softly? Sorry. All right, have you looked into Logitech Squeezebox for the whole house audio with home assistant? I have not. That sounds cool. How to access Has.io in the command prompt without SSH? IDE, if it's even possible. You know what? With Has.io, you shouldn't have to go to the command line for anything. Most things that you'll need with Has.io, you can do in some other way. So, how can I install Heaty thermostat in Home Assistant? So it's a little bit of a process. First thing you have to have, I'll probably go over it in the video. First thing you have to do is do app daemon. So you need to have app daemon installed, and then there's some instructions if you go to that Heaty. If you go to that Heaty page, it's not too hard. You have to do this. You have to install. You download a couple of zip files. So you download this whole thing here, and then you take this Has Apps folder, and you put the Has Apps folder. Where do you put the Has Apps folder? Is it in app daemon, I guess? Under apps? Yep, under apps. So app daemon, apps. Then you put the Has Apps folder there. And then you take the Heaty app. I think you have to take something out of here. Anyways, there's instructions. I wrote them down as I was going through it so that I could make the video about it, but I don't have it memorized. Let's do this. Heaty. I'll put the instructions up here for you. If I recall, they were reasonably easy to follow. No, getting started. There's a install for Has.io users. So this part right here, it's fairly simple. What you need is this note for HAS.io users, and then this configuration part. So here is a linko. So you can start messing with that, and you can have it done before I even get the video out. Does anyone have experience with Z-Wave with Home Assistant manually installed on Raspbian? Not I, but maybe somebody does. Anybody else out there? Doozer. Oh, which one? His newest one? Andy, Rob's newest video? What was it about? I watched it. It was a good one. His are always good. You don't have HAS.io. You have HA installed Raspbian virtual environment. Okay, well, there's other ways. If you can do command line, you do it. There's the same instructions on that same page. There's the auto install instructions with wget, apt install, pip install. So instructions are here for other versions too. And then and then once it's there, you write there's an example that you can use to piece together your own schedule and stuff. And then some of what it didn't tell you real specifically is that you have to also then set up a climate component, which is a generic thermostat component in Home Assistant. I closed mine, of course. Configuration. This is the part where I reveal all my passwords. I don't care if you guys have my longitude and latitude. It's okay. This is the part of the show where we reveal our passwords. Climate. There. So it looks like this. Generic climate. Generic thermostat in Home Assistant. And then you refer it to a few things, the switch, the heat. And then when you're setting up your Heaty YAML file, you will reference this climate entry. It'll be, this one is going to be climate.upstairs_heat. That's what it'll be called when you reference it in your app. Thermostat climate.upstairs. Oh, see, I didn't update. I changed the name of I changed the name. That's probably why it didn't work. Upstairs AC. I changed the name of it, but I didn't change it in here. So I need to actually change it right here also. And then here, one of the other things I've yet to figure out exactly is what if we're used to having one thermostat that runs the heat and the cool, right? The AC and the heat. It is all in Celsius, but you can change it to Fahrenheit. This, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go through, if I want to change it to Fahrenheit, I'm going to have to go through and edit each one of these, because each of these numbers here is the degrees in Celsius. So this is a guy named Andy from Discord that was helping me out. This is his example. And he did a lot of work to make it so that it adjusts based on the ambient temperature outside as well. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, to make it Celsius, or to make it Fahrenheit, I have to go and change each of those. I totally lost my train of thought. Big surprise, right? Yeah, lost my train of thought completely. Hey, Dems. Emerson Sensei Wi-Fi thermostat. It might be, what? I'm going to do this, from scratch, do it yourself, relays and ESP chip Nest equivalent, essentially. And then after I've done that, we'll have to do the pros and cons and say, is it worth doing that? Or should we buy a different thermostat and use it instead? I don't see any way that I'm going to buy a Nest. Not me personally. $250 or whatever. And the stuff that it does, I don't know. You can do it. You can do it for less. But I do like, Nest looks pretty and has those things that people like. But Frank challenged me. Oh, did he? I missed it. Let me go back. What did Frank say? Challenge you to join Hacktoberfest and do some PRs on the Home Assistant docs. Do 5 and you'll get a t-shirt from GitHub. Really? All right, it's on. Okay, Hacktoberfest. Do some PRs on the Home Assistant docs. Do 5 and you get a t-shirt. All right, I'm in. Anybody else want to take that challenge too? I'm in. All right, I'll find some. Thank you, Frank. That's fun. I like it. That's a good time. Have I made any changes to my door LED, my outdoor LEDs with holidays fast approaching? I want to. Oh, sweet. Oh, I love it, Frank. That's cool. All right, I'm gonna share this link too for everybody. This is the Hacktoberfest link. That's awesome. Let's do it. Let's have a fun Hacktoberfest. I love it. I didn't know that existed, Frank. That's cool, man. So I haven't, I'm going to add some more lights. The kids are all decorating for Halloween right now. It's just been fun this morning. I have a couple effects. Somebody, or maybe even a couple people have taken the sketch that, Ben did a sketch. I took his sketch, modified it, added a bunch of different colorings and different effects. And then now a couple people have taken that one and added some more and given it back to me. So I haven't gone through it yet, but I want to, and then I need to update my chips. So maybe I need to do that pretty soon, don't you think? Because the holidays are coming up. I probably need to do it pretty soon. Maybe the next couple weeks. And I'll try and get it posted pretty quickly to the GitHub so that you can get that sketch. It just got, one of the guys added a couple of really cool looking different colorations for the Halloween stuff. I tried like 1 or 2 different colors for Halloween. I really like the Thanksgiving one that I have on there. It's kind of got a nice blend of fall colors with, green and kind of a brown and red and orange. It looks cool. I like it. Tons of great stuff that would be great to reference after the original live stream. Yeah, Paul. So I've got my, the live streams would be organized afterwards. Jackson Aiden, are you listening? This is what I'm asking you to do, brother. This is Jackson, my son. I've asked him to do this, and apparently he doesn't need gas money bad enough to do it because I pay him. And what I want him to do is go back through the live stream and timestamp the topics. So you can just look at the description of the live stream and you go, oh, at this time they were talking about thermostats. I want to watch that. At this time they were talking about the bug. I want to see how that's doing. So yes, I want Jackson to do it. I'll tell him again that that's his priority. We'll try and get that doing. I know that Demps, it's definitely a record. It's like 50% above the highest I think I've ever had. I've had more, I think I've had maybe 100 people watch a couple times. So 150, man, thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad I did it. Timestamps, so much yes. Okay, it's on. That I will do. That crossed my heart. That's part of Hack. We'll make that another part of Hacktoberfest. We got to do it. Oh, thank you. Is that Jackson that heard me? Good. There you go, brother. Get it done. Got to go by, Tobias. You know what? I got to go too, fellas. I got about 5 minutes. So let's say, oh, Paul, this is for Jackson. Thank you, Jackson. Straight to you, brother. You got a tip. Oh, does it not show up? It should. I thought it would show up on the screen too, but that's okay. Thank you, Paul. Super kind. Love it. It's a good time for us in Europe to be able to watch. Yeah, well, good. I can do it. Oh, there you go. Oh, there it is. It did show up. Paul donated $2 through Super Chat. That's so cool. Yeah, this hour from Europe also. So, yeah. So this is then Jackson's saying thanks, Paul. Yeah, this is a decent time for me. We've got church at 1, so I got to go get in the shower here in the next couple of minutes. But this, and maybe even I'll try and do it a little bit earlier. I wanted to do it at 10 o'clock this morning, my time. I didn't crawl my lazy, sick bottom out of bed until about 11:15. So, yes, going forward, yeah, that's a good idea. So maybe, Jackson, there's what you can do. You can watch the streams, and then we can write down the times when we talked about some certain things. Oh, I've actually got, it's sort of up there at the top. Anyways, I'll show you how I've got the time in here. And then we can just write down the time, and then when you go back, you don't have to watch the whole thing. But I told him he could watch it in like fast mode, watch it like 2 times. Nick Cooper, you on Twitter or Discord? Before we sign off, let's make sure everybody's got all the links. First link, of course, if you go to DrZzs.com, which I'm sure most of you guys have already been, all the links to all the social media stuff is there. So you can join the Facebook group, you can join Discord chat. I don't know, there's a few other things. There's Patreon and all that other kind of gobbledygook too. And you can also, I will just share directly a couple of other Discord links directly. Invite people. Edit invite link to last forever. I should just have this handier. This is just the way I've been doing it every time. So this, that's the link to my Discord channel. But then I also want to put the Home Assistant Discord channel out there. Frank, do you want your Discord chat on there too? Probably not-ish. I don't know if that's one that you want just everybody, you know, the stuff about the Has add-ons. If you want me to put it in, put it in. Decent link for Discord. Thank you, man. I will. Okay. I just have to, I end up doing this every time. Bunch of clicks. First time view live. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad. All right. Well, we found the magic. We found the magic time. I think I've defaulted to doing it later in the evening after dinner and stuff for us, but I was wrong, and that's okay. I'm all right to be wrong. I'm happy to do it in the morning, as long as you guys don't mind that I haven't brushed my teeth yet. Sonoff T1 with your tutorial. It's perfect in OpenHab. Thank you from Brazil. Awesome, Felipe. That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. Let's see. So Frank's Discord is Community Has Add-ons. This is another Discord where you can you can get a hold of Frank. Frank's in all these same channels, but I'll send you an invite to the one that Frank governs as well, and it's all about Has add-ons. So if you have things you can contribute or want to help or questions and such, there's the link to the Home Assistant community or the Has.io community add-ons Discord channel. Sound good? You lose the ANSI folks at this time probably. Oh, you think so? What time is it for them? I guess it's probably like midnight or something. So yeah, I'll pop in the evenings every once in a while too, and maybe during the week sometimes in the evenings. But this is a great best hardware for Has.io and Home Assistant. The great thing about Has.io is you can run it on dang near anything. So if all you have is a Raspberry Pi 3, Dennis, thanks, man. Thanks a bunch. If all you have is a Raspberry Pi 3, it can run on that just fine. It's made so that you can do it with just that. But if you have something more powerful, you know, maybe another old PC, thanks, Dennis. Fantastic, man. Appreciate that. I'll put that in Jackson's gas money fund, is Jackson's college fund too. All right, Stuart, go get those little ones washed up. I got to bathe myself here in a minute. I was talking about, shoot. Oh my gosh. DrZzs because I'm an anesthesiologist. That's right. Oh, can you believe that? I was in the middle of my thought and now it's gone. Absolutely gone. Anyways, oh, the hardware. Yes, so you can run it on anything. So some people have like a Nook. I think that's probably the highest end, smallest little thing. A Nook is an Intel. I think they make them i7 even, and they're just they're tiny little platform, you know, things like this. But anything you can run it on. So I guess just like any software, it's the better hardware you can run it on. Great. If you can run it on an i7 with 8 gigabytes of RAM and all this stuff, great. But you don't need to. It runs perfectly fine and is happy and content on a Raspberry Pi. So it's an age thing. I'm telling you. You got it, Nick. It sure is. I turned 44 a couple weeks ago. Next thought for the in the club would be to locate tracker for the girls. Sometimes finding them is difficult when they want to hide. In the club? Can you put a tracker on the cuties in the club? That'd be awesome. When they just have the bouncer like at the door, just tag them as they walk in with like a NFC chip or something. You can know on your app in the phone what corner of the club they're hiding in. Love it. I love it. All right. Okay. That's a great one to end on. It is 12:30. I have now about 20 minutes to get showered and dressed and ready to go. Your dancers. Oh, that's right, John. I forgot your job. That's right. You guys know, they probably don't know, John. Is it all right if I tell them? You let me know if I can tell them. When are you going to automate anesthesiologics? I wish I could, man. I tried. I've thought about it. Trust me. You know, I want to have
I want to have a panel of vials, so I can just pop a vial on top, and then have these little micro dosers, so that it goes in line with the tubing, and you can just it could even do a feedback loop, right? Where depending on some input from the monitors that say the heart rate's up or the breathing is increasing, we need to redose this or that, or at the very least, if I could just push a button instead, and then what you do, if nothing else, is you get rid of the chance for errors. I haven't had any, fortunately, where I've given the wrong drug, but people do, and good people just do, right? We're still human. So you pick up a vial, you think it's something, and you didn't read it. You just looked at the colors or something, and you give it, and you go, holy crap, that was the wrong drug. And so something like this, a manifold with a bunch of vials and tiny little pumps. But then you got to do FDA, and you got to do blah, blah, blah. I actually did invent something, and I messed up and made a public release of it. And so then they said, well, now you can't get a patent. And so because I couldn't get a patent, none of the companies nobody would want to buy the rights or the company, once we built it up and all, so we gave it up. Anyways, I got to go. There's a way to automate Central for cheap. Oh, go back to the beginning of this stream and watch the early parts, because we talked a lot about thermostats. And that my next video, I may do one short one before, depending on how long it takes me to really conquer the thermostat thing. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm personally working on essentially creating a Nest for as cheap as possible. That's what we're doing. So go back to the beginning of the video of this live stream, and you'll see some stuff that we talked about. But yeah, okay, fellas, I gotta go. Hey, kids down there, any kids want to come up and do the sign off with me? Let's do it. Home automation. See, so there's what John does. John works in a gentleman's establishment, I guess we call it, and he uses Home Assistant to do a whole bunch of things there, surveillance and whatever, motion lights, the whole thing. So it's pretty fun talking to John about how he's implementing it into his radiator actuators. Radiator actuators. Oh, so you have to physically move an actuator? Well, I mean, you can always use a relay, or I don't know. Talk to me about it. Let's find me in Discord and we'll see. We'll talk about it. What a job. Yeah, John, it's funny to talk to John. Okay, kids, I'm going to do the sign off. If you guys want to be a part of the sign off, you got to come upstairs right now. Right now. Can we get a demo? Yeah. Oh, dear. In the champagne room. 3 EQ3 for radiator actuators. Use Mac. Oh, there you go. Thomas has something for you. Addis. He's got something for you. Oh my gosh, here they come. It's like a stampede. Okay. Let's do it. Let me back up so you guys can all get in here. Let's make sure you can be seen. Make sure you get up high.
You can't be seen.
Make sure you get up high. Get your head in there. Get your head in there. Get my head out of there. Okay. All right. You ready?
I think Zoe's coming.
Zoe coming too? You coming, Zoe?
No.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay, Gracie.
Gracie, here. Holly, why don't you get right here in front? Get right there so you can get in the thing. Down. That way. Up. There. Grace. There. Okay. Ready, set.
Thanks for watching. Until next
time,
adios.
Okay. Thanks, guys. All right. Have a good Sunday, everybody. See you later. Thanks, Dawson.